From a backyard vegetable garden to a massive farming operation, healthy soils are the foundation of a healthy food system. And as we prepare for yet another growing season, it's a perfect time to acknowledge the farmers that are producing nutritious crops and mitigating climate change through sustainable farming practices. A series of proven techniques in agriculture that continue to increase in traction can help offset our carbon emissions and their impacts. Composting adds carbon to the soil instead of the atmosphere, and reduced tillage improves the soil's ability to keep it there. Cover crops also increase soil fertility in addition to limiting runoff, evaporation, and erosion. In the United States, an estimated 9% of annual greenhouse gas emissions are related to agriculture, from fertilizers to farm vehicles to livestock, a relatively small part of this pie. However, through building better soils, this slice of the pie has the opportunity to shrink even more. These sustainable farming techniques are done by an estimated 75% of farms nationwide. If this got maximized, we could collectively store 200 million tons of carbon dioxide in the soil every year, enough to offset the annual emissions of 42 million passenger cars. Now, given that it has the largest amount of farmland, Texas can single-handedly make the largest difference with the opportunity to store over 17 million tons of CO2 in soils each year. That is the equivalent emissions of over 3 million cars or the energy required to power 2.5 million homes. If sustainable farming practices were maximized within Pennsylvania's borders, we could store about 1.7 million tons of CO2 in the ground. According to the USDA, in 2022, just over 2.5 million acres were being farmed as cropland, the highest percentage, not surprisingly, in Lancaster County. If Lancaster County maximized sustainable farming practices on all 393,000 acres that are farmed, the county alone could remove 237,000 tons of CO2 from the atmosphere each year, and that's equivalent to 49,000 fewer cars on the road. Here are some other numbers for select counties throughout the state. Center County could store 90,000 tons of CO2 per year, 116,000 in Crawford County, 60,000 in Wayne, 67,000 in Fayette, and even the 200 farmed acres in Philadelphia County could store 120 tons of CO2 per year. That's the equivalent of taking 25 cars off the road. With meteorological spring here and the growing season not far behind, farmers around the nation are already preparing their game plans for this year, and through these increased sustainable farming practices are preparing our soils and our atmosphere for increased health in the future. So thank a farmer and stay with us. We'll be right back.